Hey everyone, you know what time it is. It's planting time. Now, in Michigan here, during the quarantine, many people believed that you couldn't plant a garden. You couldn't, you know, buy seeds, you couldn't buy soil, grass seed, this, that, and the other. I'd like to tell you that's untrue. While they did limit purchasing seeds and soil and things of that nature, it was for businesses that are larger than 50,000 square feet. Now, in a lot of places in Michigan, they don't even come close to that size. It's the big box stores, the corporations that are that large. And certainly, now that we have the time, people are going to want to plant and garden. So of course we're going to be congregating in those areas. It makes sense to restrict those areas. Moving on. They did not restrict the online sales. You can still order online and pick up at the store. Now, thankfully, I looked at a few different places online because with the anxiety I have, I didn't even feel like getting looks from people at the stores where I knew I could buy these things. Because, it's illegal to garden. Sorry, folks, it's not. Now, that did definitely get a little bit more political in nature than I meant for this particular video. So, let's just move forward. Now, I got these today from Any Seeds. They very well priced. Certainly did give me a heads up that it would take a while for them to get here. Anywhere from 7 to, days to 3 weeks. And they got here approximately 14 days after I ordered them, which I have to say, with as busy as they are, that's still quite speedy. Now, I live in town, and I don't have much backyard space. However, my boyfriend does have property that we could do a decent-sized garden in. Of course, that would require making sure we have water, fencing for deer and other animals, as well as the time to go out there, even though it's not very far away. You definitely need the time to spend making sure your plants are healthy and happy and protected. So, until we finalize a few other details, I will not be planting the majority of these seeds. But I did want to go over them and let you know at least the varieties that I think would work for our family. Now, the first one I have to go with, strictly because it is not a vegetable seed. These are lupines. These are my favorite flower ever, and mostly, at least in the area I live in, grow wild. They are gorgeous. Now, this is a mix, so I will have multiple different colors and potentially even sizes. Now, I do know that these definitely are one of those seeds that has to go deep, and it needs the cold in order to germinate. So you would want to plant these in the fall before wintertime hits, and that way, as soon as, they're ready to go, you're all set. I'm going to put these aside. And I'm going to go over the next 4, which I'm definitely planning on planting. Sorry for that little awkward pause there. I did, make sure I had a few other things I wanted to show you. Things that I'm kind of repurposing for what works for me based on things that I have seen online that work for other people very well. and hoping that it will also work for me. And now, since I'm only going to be focusing on a few of the vegetable seeds at this time, I figured I would go ahead and go over those. Now, thankfully, lettuce seeds, pretty easy to plant and grow in containers, which at the location in town I'd be at would certainly be very helpful moving and things. Now, these two seed packets here, along with the seed starter pots and the potting mix, I got at my local Ace Hardware before they had closed those areas of that particular store. But I got a nice little salad blend here, as well as a butter crunch lettuce. Now, the majority of lettuce that I enjoy eating is all loose leaf. Now, even though the butter crunch certainly does sometimes get a head in there, you can certainly also cut basically any lettuce plant as a cut and come again variety. Now, the two that I am most excited about are the Simpson Elite and the red sail lettuce here. Now, the red sail specifically, I keep having my eye on because of one of the channels I follow, Bubble Beat. I will do my best to get a link. He does these two varieties. Now, the Simpson Elite, he may do an alternate, variety of the Simpson lettuce, but they're all pretty similar, and he does all of these in, containers, on his back deck, cut and come again variety, and they look absolutely delicious. Now, certainly, I may do a video that shows you exactly what I do when it comes to planting the seeds, but generally speaking, most people who have any practice with flowers, vegetables, any type of practice in soil should do just fine, as long as a lot of the times the biggest issue is the watering factor. I know the last few times that I had tried a garden, obviously work got in the way, which means I could not water as I needed to, and then opposite that, rain that lasted for, a good week or two also gets you out of the habit of checking on your plants, making sure they have enough water, because nature's doing it for you. Now, the chances that I will be using these seed starter pots for the lettuces are probably pretty low. I got those specifically for the bigger plants like the beans and peas and tomatoes and things like that. Now, I want to show you a few what I got online, and this is similar to what Bubblebee does. He definitely enjoys having these trays. Now, these are certainly smaller than what he uses, so you would not be able to get as many plants as he does in these containers. Now, I certainly thought they were bigger when I ordered them, but I must have been so excited, I just said, order it, send it to me, I'll get it. That being said, they should still work. We just have to make sure that we keep things watered and keep the right amount of plants per area so nothing gets overcrowded, yet nothing is so thin that, the sun is beating down right on that soil. Now, I obviously certainly need drainage holes for these trays. Now, I only did 2 with holes and 2 without, just in case. Sometimes you can certainly use these, to hold any water, excess, and then use that excess water to then water other plants and other plants. So certainly depending on where you have these in your home, having a pan underneath definitely saves on spills and messes. Now there's a few other things that you can use in order to help start your seeds. Now, toilet paper rolls, yogurt containers, any plastic thing like this. Make sure there's holes, of course. These you can cut, fold into a little box, and then voila, you have a little seed starter, and it's biodegradable. So, while it will provide some nutrients to your plants, the cardboard certainly also helps with the moisture levels, and so there's all sorts of different ways you can start your seeds. But those are a few of the different ways that, I've been looking into. Now, back to the seeds. And in case you see, some Tootsies, yeah, it's quarantine. I don't care. Still in my jammies at almost 5 in the afternoon. I don't know what else to do sometimes. Anyways, first, definitely don't eat a whole lot of cucumbers. My boyfriend doesn't really like them, a whole lot. He doesn't dislike them, but we certainly enjoy pickles. So I figure that we want to, hopefully this is a decent pickling cucumber, and go from there. So I'm going to have to, learn how to pickle, which is something I haven't done since I was a kid when I helped my mom. So that'll be a fun adventure. Now I also got 2 different tomato seeds. Again, I eat a lot more raw tomatoes than most of the people in my family here. Certainly enjoy a good, tomato right off the vine. Now, depends on certainly what kind of tomato, like how dense and thick and firm you would like your tomatoes. So I got 2 different kinds. I certainly probably thought this was more of a cherry variety, but I don't think it is. I certainly think it is just a, more, keep these on the vine tomatoes, as it were. But they certainly look delicious. So I'll set those aside. Now, they didn't have just regular yellow onion seeds or sets or anything like that. So now that some of the restrictions when it comes to buying certain things, I will probably get some potato slips as well as just regular old yellow onions. But certainly a good green onion never, ever is wrong. So hopefully these, and these you can certainly pick when they're little. We can let them grow a little bit more, get some, allow them to get a little bit more of the, root system established, so you can have a bit of a bigger snap of flavor. Now, these are all plants that I have never wanted to grow. Pepper plants. Other than the bell pepper. I enjoy the bell pepper quite a bit. But I'm not a spice eater. That is my boyfriend, so he wanted certainly some jalapenos. since I enjoyed the bell pepper, I got those for myself, and I threw in a sweet banana because he certainly was hoping that that might be an option. Now, definitely should not have a problem where these would be going in the garden out on the property, because it would definitely get a lot of sun, and certainly the tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, peas, peppers all enjoy that nice hot weather. Speaking of that hot weather, that is also another reason why I want to do the lettuces here at the, home in town. Certainly, if I'm going to, want to eat a salad, I'm not going to want to have to drive 15-20 minutes to go get a salad and then drive back and finish making dinner. So that is why I would be doing those seeds here, and then doing the remaining seeds out on the property. Now I got two different kind of beans, pole bean, and I am assuming this is also a pole bean. Let me see here, just read real quick. It certainly looks pretty awesome. Nope, I got one pole bean, one bush bean. So certainly you don't have to have any trellising systems for the bush bean. They only get maybe 3 feet high and are pretty good at staying upright. Now, obviously, pole beans, you're going to want some sort of trellising system, whether it be sticks you find in the woods, yard, whatever have you. Anything that can be used from nature is certainly preferable. Anything you certainly don't have to spend out of your pocket, I appreciate as well. So try and find those things you can reuse, purpose, and that will certainly also save you a few dollars in the long run. Now, the Blue Lake, I do know, is pretty typical for the pole bean, for what most people, I think, purchase. That is mostly what you will find in any of the local retailers that you have. Now, jade variety of bean, they look gorgeous, so I figured why not try it. And then I just realized I could also pay attention to the package on the front that does say bush beans. But I digress. Let's go into the last package here, which would just be our peas. And obviously, super sugary peas are amazing. And, these are, as far as I can, obviously this one is certified organic, but none of these are treated. Certainly the majority of these probably are organic, even if they are not labeled so. They just can't verify that these are 100% organic. Majority of the times they're pretty stinking close. That is not something that I really care about. I'm more worried about making sure the soil I grow in, and the things that I add to the soil if necessary, are as healthy and natural as they can be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I know it's definitely rambling a bit. Again, I only have a cell phone to record these videos and edit up them on, so I'm still getting used to that. But I'm certainly looking for just a general basic laptop so I can do more of these videos. So certainly if you have any cheap recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. But I definitely want to thank you for still watching and tuning in, and hopefully pretty soon you'll see me around a little bit more. And depending if I get a little bug up somewhere, I may actually plant these lettuce and take a video of that as well to show you how much fun I have. Straight up, you guys mostly know how to plant seeds. There's enough YouTube videos out there to help you if you don't. I'm certainly not an expert, so I certainly don't want to give anybody information that would be wrong. But who doesn't like playing in dirt or growing and being able to be self-sufficient in some ways is wonderful. So, until next time, everybody, stay safe, get high if you feel like it with some weed, enjoy, do your best to stay sane, and I'll be back soon.